Good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, and other forms of rock music. So today we're doing an episode of Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. This is a show I put out on Mondays. We're not going to be doing a rock album today, though. This is going to be a bit of an unusual show today. Usually it's a album that's been around 15 years or greater. In the case of this one, I think it qualifies for that. Um, However, it's not really a rock album. This is more of a dance pop kind of R&B type thing, rhythm and blues, with a little bit of that Caribbean flavor to go in. So I'd chosen to do this album because it's one of my favorite. Well, it's my favorite album by this artist. It's one of the few albums from this genre that I actually even like. I actually love this album quite a bit. So it's going to be Rihanna's debut album, Music of the Sun. So you're wondering, why did I choose this album? Well, I've been listening to this album for more than a decade now. Much more than a decade now. And I like it. There's something about it that I really like. It was the part I probably like the most is her vocals. She's an absolutely perfect voice in every way that I can think of. I love the sound of her voice. I love the music on here too. It's really good, very strong. But before we get too far, we'll do the normal thing we normally do here, which is I give you the information, the background. So this was released August the 29th, 2005. Recorded at Basement Studios in the Loft Recording Studios in Bronxville, New York. Forceful, I guess I better put my glasses on since I'm holding them. Forceful Boondog Studios in New York City as well, and the RMP Studios in Orlando, Florida. So it is considered a dance pop album, but there's more to it than just that. It has a real rhythm and blues and a kind of Caribbean flavor to the album as well. I don't normally, it's on the Def Jam record label. It's 52 minutes and 20 seconds long, and it was produced by none other than Durst M. Emil, Full Force, Veda Nobles, Poke the Tone, and Evan Rogers, Stargate, and Carl Sturken. So there's a lot of people involved in the production of this album. So I'm just going to skip down to the appearing personnel on this album. So obviously, lots of stuff going on here that's not normal to rock music for me anyways. Obviously, Rihanna is the main character on this album. She does almost all the main vocals and the main background vocals. Full Force does some background vocals as well. Sharma Sharp, background vocals as well. Elephant Man, of course, we all know he's a rapper, featured on vocals on some of the tracks as well. Jay Status featured vocals on some of the tracks. Cardinal sorry, I took my glasses off and was wondering why I couldn't read it. Official featuring vocals, and then the Vibs Cartel on featuring vocals as well. The musicians on the album are Larry Glasner, bass, Stephanie Cummings on cello, Richard Lochner on cello, and Mark Schumann on cello as well. Richard Sordomani, he's a concert master, so he kind of, I guess, dictates what's happening in the song. Carl Sturken on guitar, keyboards, and piano on various tracks. Tor Eric Hermanshire, instrumentals on some tracks as well. Mikhail Sortlev Eriksson, also doing some instruments. Rob Monzi on string arrangements and string conducting. Ken Burt Ward Hoy on violin. Vincent Leonti on vocals. Sue Prey on viola. Deborah Schofter Din on viola as well. Avril Brown on violin. Well, the list goes on and on. You pretty much mostly all just different people doing violin and stuff. So, why did I choose to do this album when it's not really a rock album? Well, for me, it's the vocal part. There are bits and pieces on this album that fall within the rock element. Um, the the R&B stuff for sure falls within that. And there's some stuff that's a little heavier than you would normally get on dance pop music. So for me, obviously, the big hits on this are Pond to Replay. That's the opening track. That is the big song on it. But the couple of songs on here that to me are outstanding are The Music of the Sun title track. Really good vocals. Really good guitar parts on this particular track as well. Here I Go Again, another song featuring a lot of that kind of similar thing going on here. You Don't Love Me. This is definitely a dance kind of poppy song, but I think it illustrates her vocal prowess. Just outstanding. So, and there's a lot of other stuff on here. There is no real songs on here that I don't like, and it's not like I listen to a lot of her stuff and other people's of that genres very much. Just this particular album, and I'm not sure why I'm taken with it. I just think the vocal performance really is the outstanding part here. She's just absolutely killer on this. I can see why when they discovered her, they had to have her right away. They knew that she was destined for stardom. Her voice is fantastic. So, the album we did today, not a rock album, so to speak. Rihanna's Music of the Sun, her debut album. For those of you who don't know, her real name is Robin Fenty. I'm sure most people know that, but just in case they didn't. Anyways, absolutely killer. An album I still play on a periodic basis when I feel like something a little bit different. And I decided about a week or so ago that I keep looking at it, keep saying that doesn't fit the bill, doesn't fit the bill, and then ultimately I just decided that it's been around so long and has been a part of my music listening that I'm going to include it here. Now I won't be doing stuff from crooners and stuff like that. I have a lot of interest in that music as well, but I may do something special for those, but it won't be on this particular show. I just decided that this one album deserved to be here. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. Please hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. If you want, you can hit the notification bell. Got any comments about this album or about Rihanna or about any of the stuff I've talked about or the album itself, you can put that in the comment section below. And we'll be back next week with another look back at another classic rock album. So take care and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.